You are now listening to About That Business, hosted by Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an entrepreneur and personal coach who has helped people reach their fullest potential personally and professionally. Take it away, Rom.
Thank you, Marshall. Why are you killing yourself? You know, I was inspired to do this podcast by Miss Rebecca Lynn Pope. Now, I haven't spoken with her personally, but I'm a follower of hers on Instagram, and she has shared a quote. I don't know if it's her original, but she shared something, and I was like, wow, that's deep, right? And she was like, you're killing yourself for a job that would replace you within a week if you drop dead. Then the quote said, take care of yourself. And, you know, I love the quote. I ain't gonna say I love the quote because it's a big reason why I've been entrepreneurial. You get people who will kill themselves, go the extra mile on some jobs just to get fired, or just to get a watch after a few years. Like they will replace you in a second without thinking about it. And I've worked as people who followed me. In addition to having businesses, I've worked in government, private sector. I've worked retail. I've worked in gyms. Shoot, even had a summer job one time cleaning streets. And it's the same thing no matter what. You know, people go the extra mile on these jobs and they don't care about you. Like, I feel sorry for a lot of women. I mean, I've seen, like, on some of the retail jobs I've worked on, I've seen people who gave their all. They were on salary. They would work longer than they had to be. Because when I was on those jobs, if you weren't paying me, I wasn't staying. I was working by the hour. But I've seen people on salary jobs. They staying longer, basically working overtime, doing all this stuff, and would get unceremoniously fired for some dumb shit. Really just because of some personality conflict or something. You know, and you got people, they going out their way. They doing all this. I mean, I know people now. They on some job that they catching hell on. They are actually catching hell on a job. And I'm just like, it's not worth it. Now, I know you have to pay your bills and everything, but that's why I'm so passionate about being an entrepreneur, about having your own business. And even and you know what, everybody's not going to start their own business, but at the very least, doing something that you love to do. At the very least, think about it though. Think about it, because I mean, realistically, everybody's not entrepreneurial. Everybody's not going to be an entrepreneur. Realistically, you know, you're only going to get a small group of entrepreneurs who are actually going to succeed. But with all of that said, people still got to go for it, and you still got to go for something that make you happy. And that's possible, even working for somebody, because, I mean, you know, you have a lot of people who work as teachers. They underpaid, underappreciated, but they love what they do. You have people who working in retail. You know what? For everything that's going on, they love what they do. Those jobs are all right. But then you have too many people working on something that they don't like, can't stand, and for what? It's not even halfway to keep bills paid sometimes. Even though that sounds like it should be, you know, sometimes some people working to keep up with the Joneses, to buy stuff that they don't need, to have some status. There's a whole lot of people, they working for some boat that they're going to use 3 times a year. Or working for some late model car and stuff just to try to impress people. And we all know those folks like that. I'm like, dude, if you cut back some, you can probably get something you like or do something you like. I mean, you killing yourself. I mean, and then, you know, there's also the other thing about that. I mean, and that's still that's a business aspect too. You still got to take care of yourself. You know, don't work so hard that, you know, you'll drop dead. You still got to get a proper amount of sleep. You still got to exercise and everything. You know, it's like, yeah, you want that money and stuff, but then you got to stop and have some fun sometime. You got to entertain yourself sometime, you know? You know, it's like you have to keep it in perspective because And I've told this story before. I heard about this guy who, this dude was spending 2,700 a month in medicine, and that killed me because I'm like, man, shoot, I'm just getting to the point where I even have that much to even think about spending. Seriously, I'm like, shoot, I'm happy I can get that. Seriously, you know. And I'm just like, you got somebody spending that much in medicine, that means he was working too hard and doing other stuff. And probably doing some stuff he doesn't like. Because believe it or not, you got people working on, big paying jobs or even a small job. And, they just killing themselves, right? Just killing themselves. But a lot of times, they spending a lot of money from that job they working on just to keep themselves alive, just to work on that job. See how that work? And if they like downsized or some got something more modest or, became an entrepreneur and did something that they wouldn't get sick from, they'd be better. Because see, here's the thing with it. If you do something that you love, whether you as an entrepreneur or whether or as an employee or something, you ain't gonna get sick that much. And I've worked on those jobs. I've had occasions I've been on jobs I couldn't wait to get there. I remember one job I was on. I loved that joint so much, man. I hated taking vacations. Only took vacations just because it was a use it or lose it thing. And I'd be chopping at the bit to get back to work because I had so much fun on it. Now those are okay, but a lot of times, most of the time it's going to be stressful. Regardless, because most jobs, even if it's private sector, they have some type of thing where you got to reach some type of quota or something like that, or what they call productivity. And of course, you got some people who, they insist on it, don't make the job fun or anything. And so that's the question everybody has to ask. Why are you killing yourself? For what? Are you killing it? You killing it just to keep up with the Joneses, or are you killing yourself to? I don't know. It could be anything. I mean, I understand if it's basic survival, but if it's basic survival, start thinking, okay, if I can do this for survival, let me look into something else. Sometimes you might have to look into being an entrepreneur. Sometimes you might have to do some type of job training or certification training. That's actually a better thing, really. You get certified to do something, just look into other things. But it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You got people working on stuff, and it's something I read one time. It said most heart attacks happen like about 9:00 on Monday mornings. That means somebody is going to something they don't like, because and trust me, and since I'm a more holistic thinker, most often if people have heart trouble, look at what they're doing in their life. Think about it. Seriously. Look at what they do. It will play a big part. I ain't going to say it's the sole reason. I'll just say it's a big reason. Like if somebody don't like what they doing, it affects their heart. I've seen that. There's a connection between it's not an accident that the heart is considered connected to the word love. So if you're doing something you don't love, that's going to affect your heart. In fact, that's why sometimes people, if they get upset or something like that, they can actually have a heart attack. So, anyway, ask yourself, why are you killing yourself? All right? So that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Let's go make that money.